I guess I should have blown my nose before I started the stream. All right. All right. Hey, John W's here. How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. All right. Sounds like I'm coming through all right. So I'm going to take out my headphones here. Keep this going for the chat. So if I don't sound good, you guys let me know, right? Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. We're going to have a cool night here with some... we're going to look through some Death of Superman, which I think... I don't know. For some reason, I thought maybe I had looked down at it on my stream before, but I couldn't find the video, and I was like, I want to look at this today. So we're either looking at it for the first time or we're looking at it again. And then after that, I did a little doodle of Alex from Street Fighter Third Strike and wanted to give that a shot. So that's the plan tonight. We're going to try to hit these two things. And then maybe I'll show you guys a couple other things in here. I have a couple of covers I just finished up. I'll show you later on. Also, good news, if anybody's been keeping track, I've been following, I've been working on SF3, and it is complete. I've finished drawing it, coloring it, lettering it. And so now I'm just getting it ready for Kickstarter, and I'm very excited, and we'll hopefully get you guys some more previews here soon. I need to edit the trailer and do all that kind of stuff, but the Kickstarter is hopefully going to be coming in the next couple months at the latest. And some other good news here. I got my table for C2E2, so I'll be back at C2E2 this year, so that'll be really fun. And I'm still trying to confirm maybe one more show this year. But the Kickstarter is really where I'm going to put a lot of my effort the next bit here. If you're just tuning in, maybe hit that like button for me. Maybe hit that subscribe button for me. That would really help. I would love to be able to share with more people, and that helps put us up there. So, John W. Debut at C2E2? Sort of. I think the Kickstarter campaign, my plan is to have it running while C2E2 is happening. So I think if I can get it done ready in the right amount of time, I should be able to have it started before C2E2 and end sometime after C2E2. So a little sweet spot in the middle there. I can maybe put some cards in people's hands and things like that. So yeah, man, we're going to take a look at Superman now. I'm sure almost everyone has seen this comic or owns this comic, or at least has Superman 75 or whichever one it was where he actually dies. I kind of love this comic. Over the years, I've sort of grown to love it. It's definitely sort of a who's who of people that were making comics for DC at the time, and it's also kind of the death of almost that era of artists. Like these folks, and the style that you see here was kind of being sort of phased out, in the mainstream for like more stuff that's influenced by the image creator guys and stuff of that kind. But this is really great classic stuff here, and I'm not saying it's bad or that it should be replaced or anything like that. I'm just saying at the time I think people were more likely to be buying stuff that looked a little bit more Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane than this, which is kind of crazy, to think about. And a dream project I have is to redraw this whole thing in my own style, because it's very cool, and it's not a slam on anybody. This is a very cool book, and I love it. But I have all these ideas for how to make the battle seem more epic and to have more things happen that are some good emotional beats for the characters throughout. Maybe someday. Black Label, Death of Superman by Tyrell. I think that would be pretty cool. But in any case, this is an awesome book and full of just incredible artists. One of my favorite things about this comic is this introduction of Doomsday. And I remember when these were coming out and my friends were getting some of these, and we were all kind of getting one or two of them and be like, you only see like his fist for like the first how many pages. I love this repeated crying of Doomsday's fist punching its way out of his prison. It's so cool. It is just so cool. and the anatomy and stuff in this day and age of comic artists was just really amazing. Really, I mean, just amazing renderings of like kind of the superhero physiques at the time, and really great anatomy and cool stuff like that. This is not an easy. This like classic Superman pose of him kind of flying with his fist out is extremely hard to do. I tried to do it a few times in the schlub and found it to be extremely difficult, and you really got to know your anatomy and your foreshortening to pull it off. And some of this stuff here, this is John Bogdanov is how I always say his name, and he's a beast, man. Really tough stuff. You can tell I've had this a while. It's all yellowed. I also love this. First he punches his way out with one arm, and then he kills this bird that lands on his thing. He's on a tear right away. You get all this stuff going on here, that cool Kirby kind of machine here. You get all this stuff going on, but then when we get back to Doomsday, oh man, look at this. That drawing is so awesome. Oh, the spotted blacks on this, the way the cape flares out. You know, you don't even see his arms, but you completely understand what's going on and where they're at. Bogdanov has some really awesome, powerful figure work in this. But yeah, Doomsday is kind of awesome. Like when he shows up, I thought he was pretty awesome. You know, he was just like this unstoppable force that you didn't know where he came from, which is what made it kind of scary. Is there was no like strategy going into the fight. You know, Superman's learning about him the whole time they're fighting. But he wrecks everybody. He wrecks the whole, whatever this is, justice or society or whoever they are with one arm. It was interesting, too, to see the way the different artists drew Doomsday. You know, like the different accoutrements and stuff. I think it would be cool to see it all done by one person. I think that would be really fun. Maybe do some sort of an abbreviation on some of the story elements. That there is a lot of story elements within this that are sort of carried over from all the different series. And I wasn't reading those comics, so I was always very lost when we got to those parts. Ichthus is here. What's up? Yeah, hey, you're back on here. I haven't seen you in a minute. Nick Force, good evening. How long did it take to develop Eris 3? Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Probably, it's been like almost 2 years of me working on it because it's been delayed and like I'll do a portion of it and then I got to stop to take a paid gig and then I'll do a portion of it and I'll get back to it. So there's parts of Eris 3 that were drawn like before I did the schlub or like in the, you know, in the middle of the schlub, and then there's parts of it that were done after the schlub and parts that were done then again after another project that I did for most of last year. So it definitely shows a lot of progression in the art, which I think people will be interested in. But the story of Eris 3 was written back, I mean, the most of it was written back when I started the first one. So almost 5 years ago, I've been working on this comic, this passion project of mine, Eris, for like 5 years. So I'm so excited to get it out. But anyway, that's enough about Eris for right now. That would be sick, yeah. Manny draws. Manny's here. Batman Beyond by Tyrell. I'd take that too. That'd be a lot of fun. TMNT Short by Tyrell. That would be fun too, Ichthus. Doomsday Crushing the Bird blew up on Twitter, huh? Oh man, that would be fitting right about now. I can't remember who's doing this this issue here. They don't always have the credits in the front of each thing. Oh, here we go. Dan Jurgens, right? And then Rick Burchett is finishing. I was about to say, this doesn't look like Jurgens. It's a little less like finesse than the Jurgens stuff, but that's probably the difference of who's working on it. Dude, he wrecks Blue Beetle. He slams his head into this pipe and then this wall and just chucks them. He starts hitting each other with them, with their own bodies and stuff. Look at him. He's all messed up, man. And so here's a Dan Jurgens with Brett Breeding finishes, and these look real clean, man. Some of the inking on these issues with Jurgens and Breeding is, man, it is so nice. Great sense of scale right here. Cool 2-page spread. I kind of like this this design. It's just offset a little bit. That's kind of nice. this whole side story here, this person with his mom having some sort of argument, and then she comes coming through the window. I kind of like that interruption of real life with this crazy superhero battle. Dude, the page from Doomsday. Yeah, you said that already. I got that. I missed it. All right. So yeah, I mean, things like this. So he kicks Superman enough to send him flying back, and it destroys the whole house, right? So that's like a great starting point for a Superman dies battle. By the end of it, the planet should be like cracking and stuff. You know, it should be something that's affecting the entire world because of the amount of energy that's being, you know, expelled between the two combatants. You know, in some way, you know, weather patterns change or something. You know, it's got to be epic. So we finally get 2-armed Doomsday here, and so he's more than a match for all these yahoos. This is a cool grid. What is this, 12-panel grid? That's pretty cool. Again, really nice figure work. You'll never see someone now. I mean, I keep generalizing. There's a lot of great artists working right now, but I feel like there is a bit of a house style right now that would never do a shot like this with this much sort of torsion and foreshortening, because this couldn't have been from like a model really as much, right? And so he's just kind of inventing the figure, you know, from his recollections of the figure, which is, I think, a little more interesting to look at. But what do I know? Anyway, he's rocking him here. They're jumping around. Bobby Brown here, House of Pain. Tom Grummett on this one. Tom Grummett. His stuff, immediately when we get to these pages, he's cramming so much more into the panels, and so the chaos of the battle starts to get bigger. You get things like helicopters and buildings and all this cool rubble. This panel's really cool right here. All this really cool rubble that he's drawing. Ichtha says, you would love to see digital colors done on these pages. Yeah, I mean, the DC stuff at this time was still a little behind the curve on that. And so it's not, the colors are nice. You know, they're not bad colors in this. But, you know, some of the cool effects work you could do might be good. Might look a little weird, though, with this style of kind of brushy inked art. I don't know. It could work. Oh, well, thanks, Nick. I like breaking this stuff down. It's mostly for me. I try to consciously recognize what people are doing so that I can see if I can do the same. This panel always got me. I really like this one. He's bursting through here. All right. Kapow. That's pretty nice too. I like this, you know, that's a cool, like, clean swoop there for Fist. And the little tap beforehand. That's a great panel. The inking on this is really nice. You just don't see this much care put into the texturing and the lighting, I feel, these days. And again, I hate to generalize, but it's a lot easier and faster to throw in a background, you know, and just, you know, I don't know, bump up the levels or something, but it loses a lot when you do that, I think. You know, this is so much more chaotic feeling and so much more energy. This was another one right here, this big kaboom, the silhouettes. I'm sure this is not the first time this was done, but this is a great, you know, I've seen it in a bunch of comics too. It's since then. A good silhouette with a sound effect. Man, that's cool. That's brave. That's nice. Who's this? I'll tell you what. So this is Jackson Geiss and Dennis Rodier. That, I guarantee you, that's when the truck comes off like Terminator 2, I swear. I just watched it. That looks like it was the exact same angle in the way this is breaking. Maybe not. Anyway. I like the way this guy draws him. He's a little more ogreish. Doomsday starts growing these bones out of him as the fight goes on, like adapting to the pain that he's getting. And they end up in the middle of a wrestling ring. This could have been kind of fun, but they don't do much with it. I think the other big difference you'll see with a lot of these things is the sort of angles that they were choosing, if I'm going to generalize at this time period, you know, at DC, there was still a lot of perspective that was, you know, a little flatter, you know, and a little more liberties with it were taken with it. So the reality was always being bent in some way, and it kind of adds to the whole thing having its own feeling, almost like a Cormac McCarthy book, how it sort of has its own language. I like that. Man, this is brutal, dude. Doomsday's just murdering these like construction workers. And we got John Bogdanov back. Man, he's tough, dude. These are such tough looking figures. There's so much great weight on them. Ugh, it is so nice. Is he inking this too on this one? Oh no, Dennis Yankee. Man, that too. This is a great swing. This back swing. Cool smoke. Well, some pro wrestling moves going on here. See, now that's probably a photo stat with drawing on top of it. That's really nice, though, whatever it is. It might just be a drawing. Or a trace over. He bashes her face. I think this is supposed to be like a clone of Supergirl or something. I don't completely remember. So now we're getting into it, right? They're finally sort of really going at it. Superman's getting cut and stuff. They're throwing cars around at each other. And then you have all these dudes show up in these crazy like laser weapons. That's another thing that I think now would be interesting, is I feel like at this time DC was still a little PG-13 with its reality. You know, it was unlikely they would show actual, like, you know, Gatling guns shooting at them right here, but that would be really cool. Helicopters with Gatling guns shooting at them, or like missiles coming in, or the government's trying to make decisions about blowing up an entire city to stop them. You know, those are the kind of things that you can do now, I think. But every one of these pages here just kind of gets more and more epic, right? So this whole last issue is all big one panels. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I guess I should have pointed it out, the panels sort of get bigger and bigger as you get closer to the final battle. So most of these are going to be 2 to 3 panels on a page, right? And then the issue before this, you would have had things like, yeah, like 3 panels on a page, 4 panels, and then back here you're more like 5, 6, you know, more like standard numbers. And then you get to the end and it's these big epic shots, which I love that idea too. I wish they would have had more 2-page spreads and then maybe done a fold out for the actual death scene. But some cool stuff here. This is a Dan Jurgens Brett Breeding again. The inks on these are really insane. I'd love to see these originals. I've never seen any of these. I don't know if there's even any artist edition of this stuff. I don't know why there wouldn't be. That's awesome, right? You love to see that, right? I love to see people drawing helicopters, you know, because I don't want to do it. So every page on this is just a banger. Like here they go through the bottom of this building, and I want to see the whole building crumble, and Superman trying to save people but also trying to fight, and like, you know, gas lines breaking and you know, car alarms going off and things like that. He pogo sticks him into the ground here. That's cool. He's fascinated about the onomatopoeia, how they're chosen, like zacked, right? Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely talked about it a lot with some of my friends. You know, what, like a lot of times when I'm working, one of us will be working on something. We'll be like, okay, what about this sound for this? So, you know, Dan will come up with some noise, or I'll come up with some noise, or, you know, Stegman's pretty good at those too. And these are like one of the more fun things. I like playing with text as well. So yeah, he dies because they punch each other to death. But again, here it's like when they punch each other, I want to stretch out this last strike even further too, you know. And I want to see stuff that shows more of the speed of what's happening. You know, these are a lot of very still images. And I would like to see something that gives you the perspective of everyone watching, of like if someone's beating Superman, they must be moving really fast with a lot of force. And to watch that from the outside, you know, what would that look like? It would be streaks, you know, kind of flying everywhere. This is a cool page, though. You see the reflection in the camera of the dead bodies falling. Of course, we all know he wasn't really dead. Blah, 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 blah. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, right? I think it's a pretty fun one. All right, so we're going to do this Alex, and you know, it's kind of looks all right now, but I'm not 100% sure what my plan is with this. Just going to go with the flow, see what happens. I'm not the hugest Street Fighter guy in general, other than I love the art of Street Fighter, and some of the character designs and art for Third Strike are some of my favorites. They're really, really cool. And the Alex character is pretty basic, but there's something about the way they capture his sort of attitude. They do this with all the characters in their character drawings for those games. Is there's an attitude, right? And so you try to capture that in some way, and they have to have it even if they're just standing around, you know. And you know, how do you do that? That's always the challenge, right? So I was thinking about that a little bit, and just wanted to kind of, I think I saw a picture of him earlier when I was like trying to finish up another piece, and I was just like, oh yeah, man, that's such a rad design. So I'm just, there's a couple spots here I wasn't 100% on what I had down, so now I'm trying to just define them a little better. And then I think I'm gonna hit this with the brush pretty quick here. I'd like this one to have maybe some sense of urgency to it, as much as I can muster, at least. I might just let that go off there. Oh boy, yeah, it's been a long day. A lot of working today. How you guys been doing? Hey, there's Derek Jones. Alex rules. That's true. That's true. That's true. Derek's doing good. I hope I'm doing good, Derek. So I don't know. I'm thinking like shapes and stuff right now. I kind of want to just goof off with that. So if this experiment turns out like garbage, like, that's okay. But yeah, all the characters in Third Strike are so wild looking and have such amazing sprite animations. It gets me every time. I need to pick up at some point one of those, you know, Capcom art books. I don't really have any of those. And they are so nice. I mean, I've looked through them. But yeah, I don't currently have any. Oh, that's a little more than I wanted, but we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. All right. Q, yeah, dude, Derek. As far as favorites in Street Fighter 3, it's hard. It's like, because part of them, it's like some of them I like them just because of the way they look, but they're not actually good to play for me. But yeah, he's great. God, I don't know. I do like Alex, and I do like to play as Alex. I'm not any good. but there's something about the challenge of kind of a grappling character in the game that is really fun. Okay, that's kind of all right. Yeah, we'll go with that. What I've been playing actually is the Resident Evil 2 remake. I had never gotten to it. I had only played the demo, and that's a game I sort of grew up with, and so it's been really fun. I'm barely into it, but it's really awesome. It's really cool. It feels familiar, but also kind of fresh because it's different, and it's as good as you remember it being, rather than as good as the original probably is. I mean, it's still a great game, I'm sure, but the controls and stuff on this are very smooth, and I'm really digging it. I keep starting games and being unable to finish them, but this one feels doable. So I started Aliens Dark Descent, and I really want to play it and like it, but once I got through the tutorial, I could tell already what the time commitment was going to be, and I was just like, I can't, man. Like, I don't have the time for this. So I might not finish that one, even though I was really digging sort of the vibe of it. Okay. Yeah, this game absolutely rules, Derek. And I fucked up this hand over here. Hey, Macarena. I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to roll with it. We're going to see what happens. Let's go ahead and do this too. Again, what did I say? I want this to feel urgent. I'm already a little too slow with it, I think. But all right. I think his gloves are fingerless, if I'm not mistaken. Or like half fingers on the gloves. All right, that's something. All right, let's be brave here with some dark areas. All right. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. All right. Well, there's things I like here. Let's keep going, see what we do. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Something like that, something like that. Put some funk on there. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see if I can salvage this at all. It's kind of a mess over there. We'll just ignore that right now. All right. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this face, but we're gonna give it a shot here, folks. Something like that. All right. Now I've got another decision here with this background. I think what I'll do is I'll just knock it in light right now and then yeah, okay. Sorry, you lost me there. Okay. So again, if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and do that for me. That would be great. If you haven't subscribed, do that too. I mentioned earlier on the stream, I have a Kickstarter coming up, and I'll probably be doing some content related to that as the date approaches here in the next month or two. And I'm really excited about it. It's for my sci-fi comic Eris, so please stick around and check that out as I share more information about it. All right. So are we ready for a classic erase it before it's dry Tyrell style? Should we get on that right now? Get his shoelaces kind of here. Okay, how's that for urgency? Oh, Alex. Oh, Alex. Well, you know what? Here, let me at least kind of dab this a bit here. The newest Mortal Kombat. Super hard to play, but quite beautiful. You know, I haven't played that one yet. My brother was telling me a little bit about it. Or my cousins. But I'm still playing games from 10 years ago right now. Oh, man. I'll have to check it out. Now, with Mortal Kombat, I pretty much... I guess it depends on which Mortal Kombat it is, but I'm definitely... I like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, of course. But I really like Liu Kang as well. They're all fun characters, though, in that game to play. Okay, now we'll erase and smudge it. Upstairs neighbor has some kind of noise going on. There's been a lot of work getting done in the building this week, so it's been loud around here. The joys of city living. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing something here. What I need to see is I need to double check on his outfit really quick. Alex, Street Fighter. So he's got like those, marks on his chest here. Red bandana. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. Okay, we got some red right here, so we can absolutely take advantage of that. They put Conan the Barbarian in it this go round. That's a cool thing. I'd like to play as Conan. That'd be cool. Sticker buns. Do you ever use a hairdryer or to dry your inks more quickly? I've never done that before. I've done that with paintings, but I've never done it with a comic page or anything. So I would be afraid it would. I just don't know how well it would work, I guess. I mean, maybe like that it would warp the paper or something, but I don't know. I guess if I've never tried it, maybe it works fine. I don't know. Do you do that? Everybody has some weird techniques. I think I might have mentioned before there was that episode of Monben, and who was it? It was the guy who does Gogol 13. He would be smoking while he was drawing, and he would use a cigarette to dry the inks, like the heat from the cigarette. It was pretty wild. Just holding it above the drawing. It was crazy. Yeah, there we go. That's Alex, right? That's Alex. Okay, so a couple thoughts I had. One is, I think he needs to have something right there. And I'm willing to leave this pretty loose, but I want to at least get a little more dark up here. You know what? Just black that out. There we go. Okay. Alright, don't clean this up too much, Tyrell. That's what I'm doing. Don't do that. Okay. This needs some of this kind of action here. A little bit of striation kind of situation. Alright. Greg Parker, good evening everyone. Already looks great. Thanks, Greg. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. Well, that's very nice of you as well, Greg. Stinker Buns, you saw someone do it last weekend, huh? Hey man, everybody's got some kind of weird technique. Everybody does. Alright, we're getting somewhere with this. I think I'm going to try to keep myself from overdoing it. But I do just want to figure out maybe like one or two more things here. That's kind of interesting. Sure, why not? Let's leave it there, see what happens. It's not gonna hurt anybody. Okay, so I think I might need just a little more on that glove. Maybe just something else here on these legs. But I think we're going to try to keep it sort of like it is. Okay, Alex. Sharpen this up a little bit up here on the top. I was thinking about that silhouette we just saw in Superman, and I was like, what if there was portions of this that kind of were just silhouette? Like so. Here, I gotta give him nipples here, right? There we go. All right. A little bit of a drop shadow here. All right. All right, this glove is almost there. And you know what, guys? I mean, do we really... Is there any doubt that we should put some zip tones on this, or what do you think? And the question is, do I want them on Alex, or do I want them on the area behind Alex? And I can't decide. It might smooth out some of his roughness here, which could be good or could be bad. Now I'm like, what do I want to do with the background? No doubts here, he says. Well, let's see what I got in the drawer. I also got some, I had run out of Frisket, so I bought some more Frisket. So that is always fun. Sure, why not? I'm just wondering if I need to use two different ones, you know? One for his body and one for his legs? Or is that too much? I have an idea. I'm like never using these markers, and I'm like, why not you use the markers? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, and then we're gonna do this maybe on the gloves. Yeah, there we go. Maybe here on the boot a little bit. All right, and that way, I think we can actually just use one. It's gonna be dark though. Let's go for it, man. I kind of want it to have a vibe. Let's just have a vibe here. I guess I should probably go the other way though. Right? Is it gonna matter? Dark at the top. We'll do that. All right, let's do it. Let's zip. Whoop. Okay, okay. Oh, shnikes. Get out of here. All right. Zip it up, zip it out. Any plans to do more covers for current series going like the moon is following us? Great question, Greg. Yes. Actually, here, let me take a break, and I'll show you guys a cover I just did. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to show it. I don't know. Nobody told me. I just finished a cover for a company. Maybe I just won't tell you who it's for. Here. So that one I just finished up today, actually. I colored it too today. I'm going to show you that. And then here's another one for a friend of mine's comic. Here. And those two, and there's another one in here. I can't find it right now. So I got 3 that have not come out yet that I've done the work on, but the cover hasn't come out yet. So when they come out, I will let everybody know. And those are the originals right there, and I'll show them. All right. But yeah, I don't know if I don't think I'll be doing any more for Moon is Following Us because they're almost done with that. But I believe I will be doing one for Danny Warren Johnson's next series, which is yet to be announced. I think he's talked about it over on his stream a little bit, but I'll probably do a cover for that, I believe. But that's a ways off. Mostly right now I've been trying to work on Eris, and that's the next cover I need to do, is the cover for my Eris collection. That is one thing I am not done with yet. So that's another on the drawing table thing. That's not where I want that to be. Put it on warboard here. Come on. There we go. And funny enough, I don't think I even want his hair to have the zips on it. Because he has blonde hair, so I'm going to keep that off of there. But I love doing covers. They're really fun. If anyone's ever looking for a cover artist, always hit me up and see if I'm available. I do enjoy doing it. Ooh, doggy's awesome, Greg says. Thank you. Thank you to Derek as well. But yeah, I would love to do some more. Especially, like I said, for Dan's new project. That should be really fun. Maybe I'm assuming, but I bet I can convince him either way. It's going to be neat. Oh, that was the other thing. I was going to flip through some of my new comics I got today, but I think I left them in the other room. Because I got the 2 new issues of The Moon is Following Us, and then I got the 2 newest issues of Absolute Batman, which issue 5 was cool. Issue 4, I mean... No offense to the fill-in guy, it's just not what it didn't satisfy my need for Trad Moore, or not Trad Moore, for Nick Dragata, So, but it was still a pretty cool issue. But both of those are really good books. The stuff that Riley and Dan got going on in these last few issues has been really cool. Big twists and turns, They're good at those. And then Riley drawing these giant battle scenes has been really fun. See, little things like that will make it pop, you know? Tonight after this, I would like to maybe play a little more Resident Evil is my hope. We'll see how the night goes. All right, we're getting somewhere. Just make him look crazy dark here. He talks about you frequently. Oh, well, you know. We're buds. We're buds. What is my dog doing? Sorry, guys. My crazy dog. My so-called dog. I think he misses me. He wants me to come in the other room with him. Don't worry, pal. I'll be there soon enough. Sorry, everybody. I had to get in on there. There we go. Oh. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Too scary for you, huh? That's all right. There's Alex. There he is. Show off a little more of that red there. Okay. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do all vertical kind of scratches like this? Do I want to mix and match? What do I want to do? Come on, Blade. You were working better a minute ago. This is always when I realize the blade I have in here is not sharp enough. It's when I get on the stream, you guys. It's a tradition. It's a tradition. Oh, you know what? Didn't I order? I thought I ordered a blade with my, I guess not. I thought I ordered a new blade with my zip tone last time. But I did get some new X-Acto blades. Give me 2 seconds here. ASMR scrape, that's right, dude. Yeah, this is going to bother me just enough if I don't have a better blade situation here. What the heck? Come on. Open up. There we go. All right, guys. All right, we're getting there. Nice brand new oily blade. And when did these get so expensive? I guess I've been so spoiled. I had this 100 pack over here for like 30 years. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that. Let's wipe some of this oil off. Borrow the kids' scissors? Yeah. She's always borrowing my stuff. The other day, she came in, I was cooking dinner, and she's like, Dad, what's this? And she had my X-Acto knife. I was like, what are you doing with that? She said, Mom put it in my stuff, in my art supplies. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm glad she came to me with it, you know? Good kid. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right. Sorry guys, I got in the zone there for a second. It's just so therapeutic, you know? You just kind of get lost in the scratchies. All right, now we're getting somewhere, I think. Yeah, yeah, that's nice. That really matters down there right now. Let's sell these straps a little bit more here. Okay. That's looking like an Alex to me. What do you guys think? Give his fingers some definition here. Yeah. Found nice pens and brushes. Sad days. Yep. One with the X-Acto. Yeah, well, thank you guys. Thank you. All right, let's decide what we're gonna do with the name back here. I'm thinking I could try to do some kind of dry brush. I could do a color. I could do a different zip, but I don't know if I want to do that. I think I want maybe some dry brush. Yes, I will find toner in my arm here. That's true. See, I always have zip tone stuck to my fingers and my socks when I leave the table too. I wish I had a bigger red pen. I do have some red ink. We'll try that. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Let's just do that. I kind of want to cut a matte, but I also really don't want to cut a matte right now because I just did all this zip tone. I should have done the matte before that. So we're going to roll with it and see if we can make it work. Nick Force looking fierce. Thanks, pal. Good boy. This red's a little pink, ain't it? Not that I don't like pink, I do. right. We're getting something here. Let's see what ends up happening. Again, I was like, oh, I want this to feel immediate. I'm getting a little too precise here. Let's just loosen it up a bit. Alex. All right. Let's see what's next here. That's not too bad. Okay, I have an idea. I will say this Higgins ink though, it dries quick. Yeah, see, these were just a little too. I needed some more weight on it. Here we go. $10 o'clock already, isn't it? Good thing we're closing in on it. I think we're looking pretty good. As I wrap up, I'll just remind everybody, you know, maybe like the video, maybe like the channel, maybe subscribe. That would be cool. Tell your friends, because we got some cool stuff headed our way soon with the Eris campaign coming up soon, and some cool cover work and some other fun things that I got planned. So definitely stay tuned. Next week is up in the air as far as the stream goes, but I usually know by Monday if I'm going to do Tuesday. All right, here we go. There's Alex. Alex, what do you guys think? Good? Nick, I'm excited for you to see it too, man. I'll probably have some cool stuff of yours on the drawing table at some point here now that I finish these cover gigs. But there's Alex. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me for a little bit. It's time for me to go relax, get my butt out of the drawing seat for a little bit. But I sure do appreciate it, everyone. Enjoy your evenings, and hopefully I'll see you in a week or so.